Yeah, this is Point Black coming in with a commentary on this new joint. Coming in with a commentary for them. You know what I mean? Because sometimes you got to put that commentary on them and let them know that we still on the watching. Ain't nobody in ducking and diving. You know what I'm saying? Or bull jiving when it comes to these clowns, as we see. Now today, we're looking at a situation where the June 6th riot shit is coming up, and it's all over the news. Talking about Nancy Pelosi, test positive for COVID-19. She needs to test positive and bounce her ass out and don't come back on the scene. It'll help. You know what I mean? Because I ain't got no love for these beasts. You know what I'm saying? You even looking at the United Nations, the League of Nations, suspends Russia from human rights body over Ukraine. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot of shit going on within the commentary, but even looking at Biden, little Kenji going up on her and she's smiling and grinning. I hope she do right for her people rather than serve the beast. Like I said, Kenji ain't fooling no one. But today we hear a lot of talk of people in maybe different newscasts and different places that I was listening to today on USB, where an individual was talking about the Trump situation and how this and that. But when I look at his whole forte, he goes in and out. One thing he does is one time he mentions something good and sometimes he mentions something bad. But the whole time, the only time he mentioned anything bad about the Biden administration is at the end of after trashing Trump. Now, whether Trump bring in garbage into the game or not, he was doing good for a lot of people. Now, I'm saying this is also something we look at in a president, because all of them have brought garbage to our tables. It doesn't matter which president you do. But we noticed that when he was speaking about how Trump had put the police out there, make a special force to quiet the rioter. But one thing you don't know in the Capitol Hill at the time, before January 6th, in the beginning of I think 2020, the election and everything, what he don't seem to understand is the demon Democrats had trumped that up all the way to Trump administration coming in to the election. Hadn't the election hadn't come up yet, and they were already protesting and doing this outside and so forth at the Capitol Hill and different things, mad students from colleges and shit. But what he needs to understand when he explains that situation is a lot of them weren't born when we were born. A lot of them are not looking into any research based on anything to do other than the fake media and the fake news, such as himself, putting out this garbage about Trump. So this was a campaign going all the way back to Hillary Clinton 2016 or whatever, when she was running for office. I don't know, but I'm just saying that. So we have that on understanding that this is a ghetto station, so we don't have time to cut you off. But when she was running against Trump, she brought up the Russian collusion garbage. Come to find out, that was a hoax. You know what I'm saying? Whether Trump do business or not with the Russians was his business. And as a president, if he was keeping it calm and making sure that none of this went on, was definitely the job to do. That's number one. Number two, the college students are not doing true research as to the party they follow. They are being brainwashed by the different Luciferian organizations, probably within their colleges, and the different people that put amongst them. Because the rioters that were there, that he said that Trump sent out and shooting them with rubber bullets and clearing the passage and all this and that, and clearing the square and everything in DC, I guess at the time before, was used as a pretext to bring in the riots we seen that were going on in all cities based on Black Lives Matter. You know what I'm saying? But those same college students that were there before all of this that got cleared out by Trump was trumped up by the demon Democrats and their garbage schemes. You see what I'm saying? And they used the Black Caucus Party and black people to convince all these people and also pay them money to go out and do what they do. So this started from the very beginning. That's number two. So now we know that these people that were doing this protesting that Trump sent out to clear out with the rubber bullets and all that he's talking about were there to cause and spark the riot situation at the Capitol Hill based on demonizing Trump. That was caused by the, but you never hear nothing about the Democrats at all. For 47 years, Trump only had 4 years, so we heard nothing about the demon Democrats and the bad shit they did for 40, 50, 60 years of elected rule in our government, but we only have about 4 years and it's the worst. Garbage mentality, and I'm not going for it. Third thing is, he mentioned, saying how Trump had uh, 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 have a Christian tota- uh, author, authoritarian type government and shit. But so what the Democrats have? Hmm? What they have? Let's look at it. A third Reich from the neo-Nazi German Judeo-Christian of the Holy Roman Empire. I mean, what do they have? Because you never hear nothing. Even when it came to the end of his conversation, in his shit before he went to commercial, he mentioned the Hunter Biden and laptop story. Last, he ain't mentioned nothing about the dealings that were going on before they discovered all of this. You see what I'm saying? But you mentioned every single thing bad about Trump and these college kids trumping up this shit, and next thing you know, Black Lives Matter is born all over the country based on black people being brainwashed into demon democratism. This is why you didn't hear many real issues about the demon Democrats, because black people, like the Black Caucus Party and these civil rights black leaders that were in our neighborhood, were taking the dollars and convincing our people to vote demon Democrat, going all the way back to LBJ. You know what I'm saying? And probably, yeah, LBJ and probably before. Because Kennedy kind of brought that in where he was popular and people liked the Kennedy. Black people started being convinced into demon Democrat after being brutalized so much in the South. But I'm like that brother in Florida that said he was talking about who stand his own and had to deal with the situation all because he wanted to have his people vote, a certain way, I guess, based on voting for Republicans. I stand on my square when it comes to that. You know what I'm saying? That's number one.